Hello out there. Thank you for staying tuned to my channel. You're welcome to another episode. And our topic on this video is how to calculate the cost per cubic meter of excavation using mechanical means for the excavation. As we all know, there are two ways by which excavations are done on site, either manual or mechanical means. And the equipment that is used for the mechanical uh, means of excavation is they are excavators. And these excavators, they are graded, they are of different sizes, and they are rated between 5 and 10 ton, then 5, no, between 0 and 5 ton, 5 and 10 ton, 10 and 10 to 25 ton, then 25 to 50 tons. They are also uh, categorized as small, medium, semi-heavy, and heavy duty. So, but this time around, we are going to be looking at the semi-heavy duty, which is between 10 and 25 tons. We also needed to know that the volume of excavation will determine the category you want to go for. If it is the volume, if your volume of material you want to excavate is small, you don't need to go rent the semi-heavy duty. You go for the medium, or if you are expected to dig trench, your excavations are trenches, you don't need to go for the medium. You need to go for the smaller size, which are basically the backhoe and the ones that fall within that categories, and they are within 0 to 5 ton. So having said that, there are another factor that will determine the output of this machine that you have rented. It is one thing to rent the machine. It's another thing. There are other factors also that will either affect the effectiveness of the output, the bucket sizes. Like the one we are looking, the one in view, which is 0 to 25 ton, the bucket that will fit into those categories of excavators ranges between 0.4 cubic meter to 1.2. So there are buckets that their output is 0.4 cubic meter. There are ones that are 0.6. There are ones that are 0.8 up to 1.2. So the excavator, the bucket that it comes with to the site, if it is it is a 1.2 volume bucket. If it is a 800 volume bucket, also will determine how fast that excavation will be achieved. Uh, then there is the type of material. The type of material you are expected to dig. Is it a hard soil? Is it a loose soil? Is a dead rock? A semi dead rock? So this also will affect the output. Also, the in that bucket, in that aspect of the bucket, there's what we also refer as the fill factor. That fill factor, that fill factor is referring to the volume that that bucket can carry compared to its design output. Say if the bucket is designed for a 1.2 capacity, and on site the operator uses it to either bring out a 0.8 cubic meter, whereas the bucket can do a 1.2. That also can affect the output. Then also the skill of the operator, because if you have an operator that has experience over time, that can maneuver himself, be it in a tight a tight location, his output will be more than a newer an operator that probably is just still learning, or operator that has not gotten his act well. Then another factor is the site condition, the depth of the excavation you want to dig. Say you are digging excavation up to, say, a 3 meter depth. As the excavation is going deeper, the slower the output, the slower the output will be, and also the space for it to maneuver. That also is part of the site condition, because if it is in a tight place that you 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 needed to he needed to maneuver amongst some things that are either kept around that area of excavation, will slow his level of output. Another thing we needed to consider is the cycle time. What do I mean by cycle time? Say if the excavator is facing this direction, and the pit he needed to excavate is in its front, and the operator digs and drops the excavated soil on the side, and that excavate and drop it will be faster than if the excavator digs and he needed to turn 360 and either drop it behind it or load it on a truck. So these factors are some of the factors that would slow the output, whether the excavator is new or old. Another important factor again to consider is the life cycle of that operator, the life cycle of the excavator. Because if the excavator is new, the output will be more. But if the excavator has either been on site, has been in service for, say, 5 to 10 years, the output will be, the efficiency of that machine will be slower. Having taken us through these factors and those things we needed to look out for before we can now come up with a price that is either accepted or competitive. Let us now go to the build up proper. As you can see on my screen, we have a table where I have some list of items that will be considered when you are building up this rate for a mechanical excavation. The first thing to be considered is the excavator. And I did say that the volume of material you needed to dig will determine the size the kind of excavator you're going to bring into site. Like I did say, we are considering the semi-heavy duty, which is between 10 to 25 ton. And also the bucket that the excavator is going to come in with is, since we are considering the one that is between 10 and 25, we're also considering the bucket that this one between 10 and 25 can accommodate. And the output is between 0.4, which is what you are seeing here, 0.4 to 1.2. So I am going to average this the capacity of the bucket by dividing the 0.2 by adding the 0.4 plus 1.2 divided by 2 to now have the average bucket capacity. Then to now get then multiply it by this is the bucket capacity, and this is the output per hour. The output per hour is what you're seeing here, 40 to 120 for the range of excavator that is between 10 to 25. So I now added the 40 plus 120, divided it by 2, then multiplied it by 6. Why did I multiply by 6? The 6 is the hour. The hour is expected to work in a day. Normally, our daily working hours are 8 hours, Why did I take off 2 hours and I'm considering 6 hours? I'm considering 6 hours because in between the day, you are expected to go on break for 1 hour. Then there are idle time. Let's say if the excavator is now loading on the site is tight, where you are not having space to drop the material that you have excavated around the excavator. You needed to load it on a truck. Then the truck will now take it to a nearby spoil hill where it will either be brought back after the concrete work is done. So by the time he loads the trucks and the truck is leaving, another one is coming to position itself, the excavator will be idle. It will be idle until when the truck has positioned itself before it will now go on to dig and now load again. So there is an idle time. So I consider for that 6 hours, the total idle time is going to be 1 hour. So 1 plus the 1 hour break will be 2 hours, take off from the 8 hours, which is the normal daily working hour. So I now multiply it and I have a 480 cubic meter, which is the average output of the excavator that are between 10 to 25 ton. Before we come to the total, to come to what the cost will be, let us look at what I did consider. I considered an excavator, and the cost of that excavator is 300,000 naira per day. Then the fuel consumption for that one day is 100 liter. This 100 liter is not static. If the machine is newer, the consumption of fuel will be less. If the machine is getting older, it will consume more of the diesel. So this also the determinant of what the consumption will be on the health of the machine. So, but in this case, we are assuming that everything is okay and the machine is newer, so it's consuming 100 liter per day at the rate of 1,200 naira per liter. So you have a 120,000 for fuel alone. Then the cost of the operator per day is 15,000. Then this equipment, if considering you are hiring, even though you are not hiring it, if you are mobilizing to site, you are coming from either your yard, your mechanical yard, where you're bringing that equipment to site. The low bed that is going to bring it cost money. So in this case, you are now computing, you are calculating both demobilization and mobilization into your cost. So in this case, it's 300 for bringing it and taking it out of the site. That is a 150,000 bringing and 150,000 to take it off from site. So you have a 300,000. So the total cost for your equipment your total cost for equipment is 735,000 per day, and your total is, and that equipment output, your equipment output is 480 cubic meter. Like I did said, I average the output for the equipment that is between 10 and 25, which is 40 to 120 cubic meter. Then I now multiply it by the 6 hours, which is the effective working time. And I have this. Then I now divided the 735,000 by 480. So my cost per cubic meter gives me 1,532 31 naira 25 kobo per cubic meter. This is excluding your overhead, your profit, your overhead and profit. So this is your cost for excavating 1 cubic meter using mechanical means. Please, if this video have been able to throw more light to your knowledge on how to compute cost of excavation using mechanical means, please leave a comment on my page. Above all, if you have been following me and you are yet to decide whether to subscribe, Please encourage us by subscribing. This is the way we can get feedback from you that what we are doing is impactful out there. And please, if you have any comment, any query, any confusion, you can also reach me on my page. I will do my best to clear whatever please you are either in doubt of what I have done. And also look out for the next episode. I am going to take us on the manual means of excavation, which is basically straightforward, simple, without much of these figures we're throwing about here and there. Thank you for watching and stay tuned. Don't forget to share. Bye for now.